Lost media is fun! Except when you know something you really want to see exists, but you'll never be able to actually see it. What about all of those unaired Top Gear segments, some of which we only know about because people discovered abandoned projects in the secret Top Gear boneyard nearly 15 years ago? With most lost media, the deciding factor of if it's considered lost or not is whether it's publicly available on the internet. But cars aren't pieces of media, someone physically has to have them. Like our first example. Let's start off by looking at production cars which don't exist anymore. Though we start with a car that does exist. I'll explain. Samcor was a South African manufacturer, making Fords and Mazdas for certain African markets. They continued to produce the 5th generation Mazda 323 after the 6th generation model was introduced by Mazda in 1989. And from 1991, Samcor decided to export the old 323 they were making to the UK, although not as a Mazda, but as a Seio. The Seio Penza, most likely named after the 36th largest city in Russia, of all places, was marketed as a budget model and sold in Kia dealerships for approximately 1.5 years, and approximately 1,000 people decided to buy one. But it's currently 2024, and by now there is just one Seio Penza left, probably in the whole world. Apparently it does belong to an enthusiast, so it's probably safe for the foreseeable future. However, there was also a sedan version available, which simply no longer exists. Really, all we have left of that are a couple of promotional pictures from the early 90s. The car itself has simply disappeared. This is also the case for the Rocar TV4 van. Rocar itself was a Romanian truck manufacturer, and the TV4 was a thing they produced from the 50s to the 60s. And there is no proof of a single one still existing, despite tens of thousands being made back in the day. People have actually scoured Romania to find any that may still be around, but with no luck. So any proof of existence we have of the TV4 is in black and white. But perhaps most interestingly of all, they're the largest car company in the world, and it all started with their first production car, the 1936 Toyota AA. Now, around 1,400 AAs were made. Not great, not terrible. But once Toyota started looking for an AA to put in their new museum for their 50th anniversary in 1987, they couldn't find a single one. They found the different variants of it, like the AB convertible, but not a single AA popped up. So the car you're seeing on the screen right now is actually a replica built by Toyota based on the surviving but incomplete schematics and drawings. These replicas were really all we had until May 2008. An original AA was uncovered in Russia, of all places, despite never having been sold there originally. It was used as a farm vehicle, having its original engine replaced with a Chevrolet engine, and its right-hand steering changed to be on the left during its many years in Siberia. So technically it isn't lost media anymore? This is a picture taken in China in 1996. What we see is a red car, and nobody knows what it is. The pictures are courtesy of ChinaCarHistory.com and were first published in 2020. Now, due to the apparent awkward proportions of the car in the picture, people have suspected that it's simply a hodgepodge of multiple different cars welded together. But I'm not sure I agree. The Chongquan JZK6420, for example, was an actual car that was produced in China. And just look at those proportions. Personally, I think our car probably is a Chongquan, as both the aforementioned JZK6420 and our unidentified car have doors that seemingly originate from the 1979 Datsun Bluebird. So, my theory is that it is a Changshan, but one that's so far just been undocumented. The blue coupe in this picture has been searched for since at least 2015. The origin of the picture itself is Buses, Trolleys and Trams, a book from 1968. And that's all we know. Nobody has managed to find anything conclusive about what this car could be. Most people tend to agree that it is a one-off or a body kit, and the original car underneath it is something like a Saab Sonnet or even a Lotus 7. But again, these are just guesses, and for now, your guess is as good as mine. Unless you were the one that built it 60 years ago. Concept cars have definitely disappeared over the years. An infamous one is the Chrysler Norseman. It was on its way from Italy to New York aboard the SS Andrea Doria to be unveiled to the public at auto shows in 1957. But the ship sadly sank on the night of the 26th of July, resulting in the loss of around 50 lives. But more importantly, the Norseman was now forever destined to a fate of lying at the bottom of the ocean floor before it could make its public debut. By now it has disintegrated into pure rubble, and a couple of black and white stills is all we'll ever have of it. The Mazda Furai thankfully did get a chance to be revealed publicly. It made its debut in 2008 at the North American International Auto Show and went on to be featured in games like Gran Turismo 5 or Forza 3. The actual car meanwhile went on a promotional tour, culminating with an article in Top Gear magazine, after which the car vanished. It wasn't until 2015 when it was revealed that during Top Gear's photo shoot of the car, it caught fire. The photos speak for themselves. Though Mazda does still have the remains of the Furai in their possession, the car as we know it is gone. For the sake of the discussion, we're gonna be ignoring the fact that Toyota participates in NASCAR. But during the early days of NASCAR, it wasn't unusual to see cars from foreign manufacturers participating. But the very last foreign car to race at the Cup Series was an MG driven by Smokey Cook in 1963. Sadly, that's all we know about the number 32 race car. We don't know what MG it was, and neither do we have any photographs of the race car itself. And that's what the real search has focused on. Simply finding a picture of this mysterious MG which holds a significant non-significant place in NASCAR history. This picture is sadly not it. Some cars could be considered lost because they were cancelled before being revealed to us, the general public. In 2021, Jaguar made the decision that they would become an electric-only brand by 2025. And to help with that transition, they would cancel the upcoming all-electric XJ. Whatever. Jaguar had already begun the process of teasing the XJ before its big reveal, as the car was cancelled mere months before it was supposed to be revealed. So all we can do now is look at renders and weep. Additionally, there were rumors of a Jaguar J-Pace, a bigger brother to the I-Pace, also meeting the same fate as the XJ. So that's at least 2 electric Jaguars that were not a part of Jaguar's electric future. When GM sold Opel and Vauxhall to the PSA Group in 2017, the development process of the 6th generation Corsa was almost finished, and the camouflaged prototypes had been caught by photographers plenty of times. But as that was based on a GM platform, PSA started over and developed an entirely new Corsa based on the Peugeot 208, and that's the one we have on sale today. While the original version of the Corsa F never reached the market as an Opel, it was still sold in China by GM as the Buick XL, so we can still essentially see what the planned sedan Corsa would have looked like. Ugly. But the hatchback will remain a secret for now. Then there is the, frankly, sad case of Amari, Mazda's V12-powered luxury brand that never made it. Because during the 80s, Honda, Nissan and Toyota had all launched their respective luxury brands, because the Japanese economy was doing incredibly well and all the big players had big money to throw around. Mazda also wanted to become one of the big players, and to achieve this launched Autosam and Fineye and Unos. And to cap this expansion off, in 1991, Amati was announced to take on the likes of Lexus and Mercedes in the crucial American luxury car market. The flagship of this operation was to be the Amati 1000, powered by a 4.6-liter V12. Yeah, a V8 would have probably been too boring. What wasn't boring was what then happened to the Japanese economy in 1992. Their economic bubble burst and nobody had any money anymore. Mazda certainly did not have the necessary funds on hand to now bring this all-new car with an all-new engine to the market. So they cancelled the entire project and never talked about it again. While we do have some contemporary sneak peeks of the 1000, it is unknown whether any prototypes are still in existence, and if there are, do any of them have Mazda's V12 engine. Also, do not confuse Amati with the Kia Amanti. I can assure you that the Kia most definitely did not have a V12 in it.